Now we will meet with Amy Kaiser. So to start with, this year, for the first time, we've added a green home features component to the tour. And I'd like to take a few moments to tell you why. In 2020, my husband Mike and I remodeled our home. Our strategy was 30 years of benign neglect, followed by major work on the house. On our remodeling journey, we learned about the adverse health impacts of cooking with gas stoves, including greatly increased chances of contracting asthma, lowered IQs in children, but also that gas is a major contributor to global warming. Figuring out how we should move through this remodeling project was time consuming, and I remember thinking it just shouldn't be this hard to do the right thing. In the end, we had solar panels installed. So this is our house, and there are panels on the upper left. We bought an electric dryer, replaced our gas stove with an induction range, and we replaced our old gas heater with a heat pump, and which both heats and cools the house. So in the bottom left, you can see part of our heat pump system. It's the grill that intakes air. So everything about these changes has been great. For the last year, our PG&E bills have ranged between $17 and $53 a month. And those costs include the cost of gasoline, as we have an electric car, and it's powered by the energy that's generated by our solar panels. So later on, I realized that a number of our garden tour hosts not only had beautiful native plant gardens, but they also had green home features. And it seemed natural to ask if they would be willing to share them as well. And this year, about a dozen of the stops on the Bringing Back the Natives garden tour are also showcasing their green home features. Mike's and My Home was on last year's successful East Bay Green Home Tour, which was coordinated by my friend and colleague, Amy Kaiser, who is joining us this morning. So hi, Amy.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So would you tell us more about why, for our own health and also for the health of the environment, we should get gas out of our homes?
Sure, I'd love to. So I'm going to give you all a quick primer on electrification, which is another way of saying getting natural gas out of your house. And if you have more questions, I will be active in the chat afterwards. So there's a lot of different benefits to getting natural gas out of your home. The first and most obvious is climate change, because it's reducing greenhouse gas emissions. There's improved health, you have improved comfort, you have long-term cost savings, greater resilience and safety. And so I'm going to go into each of these benefits a little bit more in the next few slides. So the biggest contributor to climate change, as you probably already know, is transportation. But the second biggest source of greenhouse gas pollutions are buildings, which includes our homes. Natural gas, as I like to say, is dirty from tip to tail. Its production at the wells, its transportation, distribution releases methane, which is a powerful greenhouse gas, 86 times more heat trapping than carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere, which is further destabilizing our climate. And the natural gas pipes that run under our streets and to our homes are just riddled with leaks, which emit methane into the atmosphere. When natural gas is burned in your stove and your furnaces and clothes dryers, it releases dangerous air pollutants, including nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, and formaldehyde. So all those little vents that come out of your roof or your crawl space are polluting our local air. The nitrogen oxide reacts with sunlight and other compounds to form smog, which of course is dangerous to our health. Our homes and buildings actually emit more than 6 times the amount of nitrogen oxide than even power plants do. So, it's pretty considerable. It's not just the outdoor air that we're polluting by burning natural gas in our appliances, it's also our indoor air. So gas stoves, as Kathy said earlier, they produce harmful indoor air pollution that can increase the risk of or exacerbate asthma, other respiratory problems. You have reduced IQs, increased allergies, and even heart problems. In my own electrification journey, I was motivated to get rid of my gas stove because my husband and my partner both have asthma. And so I replaced my gas stove for an induction stove, which is just a joy to cook on. So the next slide should be long-term cost savings. There we go. So electrification can save you a lot of money in the long run. And if you pair it with rooftop solar, the savings really add up. You're running all your appliances from your own clean power from your roof. Although gas is cheaper right now than electricity, that's just not going to last, because as more buildings electrify, there'll be fewer customers paying for the expensive maintenance of the power plants and pipes, and the price of gas will rise significantly. So gas is a global commodity that's vulnerable to price shocks. And Russia is one of the top exporters of natural gas, and it really props up the Russian economy. And the war in Ukraine has sent the price of gas soaring. So that's one reason why European countries are hastily installing heat pumps, trying to quickly decrease their dependence on Russia's natural gas. So anyway, that's just a sort of a current event that is adding more incentive to get off natural gas. So removing natural gas increases resilience and safety. Natural gas is highly flammable and can lead to devastating explosions like what we saw in San Bruno, and potentially in our own homes as well. So true story, my neighbor's leaky old gas water heater exploded and burned down her house, and it nearly took mine with it. So in the event of a major disaster like an earthquake, gas lines take a lot longer to bring back online than electricity. So transitioning buildings to run on electricity with solar panels and battery storage can provide clean, critical backup power during power shutoffs, which, as we know, are becoming increasingly frequent during fire season. Induction cooking. So induction cooking is very different from the old electric stove I grew up with. They heat up super fast. They only heat up the cookware and not the surrounding air or surfaces. So no more catching hot mitts and wooden spoons on fire. Induction is a lot safer if you're cooking with children too, and it's safer for cooks as well. With climate change, we're going to experience more extreme heat events, and many homes in the buildings in the Bay Area don't have air conditioning. But when you replace your gas furnace with an electric heat pump, you get air conditioning for free. On smoky days, you can close the windows and stay cool with clean air inside. This picture of the Bay Bridge is from 2020, when the sky turned orange and dark from wildfire smoke. It was a day that felt pretty apocalyptic. And it's a reminder that climate change will have a lot of impacts on us, and we need to act fast to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to prepare our homes and communities for the impacts of climate change. Electrifying, if you kind of boil it down, it means just switching out your appliances that use natural gas for high-performing, modern, efficient electric appliances. So these are the big four. Gas furnaces can be replaced with heat pumps, which function as both for heating and cooling. Gas water heaters can be replaced with electric heat pump water heaters. Gas stoves can be replaced with induction ranges and cooktops. Again, I'm not talking about the old electric coil stoves. We're talking about modern induction, which is just great to use. And gas clothes dryers that can be replaced with efficient heat pump dryers, which don't have vents, by the way. My heat pump dryer does not have a vent to the outside. By the way, you already have a heat pump in your home, whether you know it or not, because your refrigerator uses heat pump technology. Oh, this is an extra slide that I forgot about, which is all of this transition to clean, efficient appliances comes with the creation of a lot of high quality green jobs.
All right, thank you, Amy. So if you'd like to learn more, you can visit the Bringing Back the Natives Garden Tours YouTube channel to watch a webinar on heat pumps that Amy and I made last fall. And you can there see a video on my own home remodel, if that would be helpful to you. Amy, would you like to say a last word?
Yeah, I just hope that I hope that your dedication to environmentally friendly landscapes expands into thinking about your home as another landscape that could use a transition to be more environmentally friendly.
Okay, great. Thank you.